Kia ora koutou everybody. So I've just finished teaching sprint and my dear friend Varsha, made me do CXWORX. Please don't get me wrong, Megan Harding, that was a fabulous class. You did a great job. Beautiful little coach, beautiful little mover. It was fantastic to be in your CXWORX class, but I'm still not going to lie, it's my least favourite workout in the world, Varsha. She was like, oh my gosh, Mid, you are so naughty. And I was like, yes, I am. Anyway, so I just finished a workout and had a cool day actually. Well, it was a funny day because I went very early to one of my clients and saw them this morning, so that was awesome, and they're in a really good space, which is fantastic. Always good when your clients are in a good space. And then I ended up finishing a little earlier than I expected there, so I went to hang out at my grandmother's house, which is my mum and my nan live there, and it was like working amongst my ancestors with the photos of everybody from days gone by, and of course all of the artwork and Nan's feng shui stuff all over the place. So it was actually kind of cute and cool. So it was quite nice, and my mum is all good and all fine and tucked up in bed right now, fast asleep, which is awesome. And did a bit of work and did some other bits and pieces. But tonight what I wanted to talk about is actually the stuff that's coming up. So there's a Be Fresh course on next week, Tuesday, Thursday. I know a couple of you have already mentioned that you're keen, so I'll send you the link to that, so that'll be awesome. We also have our Be Together this week coming up as well, so I'm going to send out some information tomorrow about all of that. So please stay posted. Also, a little funny story. So yes, my husband came back from Gisborne, and as I mentioned, I was very excited to see him last night, and sure enough, without a word of a lie, oh my gosh, I said, oh darling, we should go on a date night. And he just looked at me like I actually was an alien, and he goes, no. And I was like, what? He goes, I don't want to go on a date night. And I'm like, why not? Why don't you want to go on a date night? He's like, oh my gosh, you're giving me a headache already. And I was like, I want to get a better husband. Anyway, kind of kidding, kind of not, kind of funny. Anyway, he's at home right now, so I'm going to go get him some steak and, and some Sprite Zero, because that's so much better than water. And I think we're home alone actually, because one child is out for dinner with the boyfriend, the other child is doing a gig, and Kayla is with Menor, so they're hanging out together while Menor's at his gig, and so it's just me and him at home. So actually, even though he doesn't realise it, I'm going to turn up there with his food, and I'm going to bring a little flower and say, yay, look at a date night. And anyone who knows Peter knows how annoyed he's going to be when he sees that. And there'll be this moment where he'll feel bad because he'll feel like he has to be nice, but that will annoy him. And I know this, and so that's what makes it freaking hilarious for me. And isn't it crazy that we play these stupid funny little games, and we're like, oh darling, look, it's our date night, and I'll be like, and he'll be like, basically I married the most unromantic, empathetic, empathy zero, and any sort of emotional intelligence in relationship to, being there in the female side. I basically married the alpha male, and it makes sense coming from 5 boys. And I remember we had some pretty tough stuff happen in our family at one point. This is a very funny story, and it was really tough stuff, and it was and I don't know why I'm smiling when I'm saying it was really tough stuff, but it was pretty tough stuff. And essentially it was the kind of stuff that would, and I'm not going to go into the detail of it because it's not my story to tell, but essentially something happened to one of our family members, and it could have easily, it did in certain ways trigger me and the stuff that I went through when I was a kid. Anyway, my husband's brother rings him, and I didn't know this, and he goes, for fuck's sakes, Peter, stop being a fucking asshole. You know, your wife's probably really feeling it right now. You need to reach out to her and be there for her. And that's how they talk to each other. So they... Anyway, so I ring up my husband because I was in another city at this point. He was in Wellington, I was in Auckland. He goes, oh, just, you know, just want to let you know that you need to talk about anything. I'm here. And I just started laughing. I was like, what's wrong with you? And he goes, well, like I said, I had to be there for you because apparently you must be going through some tough stuff and then I need to be more empathetic. And I was like, just stop it. The whole thing is super weird. Don't worry, I've got plenty of people I can talk to and you don't need to be one of them. Anyway, so that's a little insight into some of the craziness that exists in our family. So I'm going to go home and annoy him with flowers and pretend like it's our date night. So I'll let you know what happens. Anyhow, apart from that, for those of you who watch these videos, if you can be bothered, you'll sometimes get a little bit of information and education and some really cool stuff, and sometimes you'll just get really stupid stories, and I'm okay with that. So have a wonderful night. Love you all heaps, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.